Good morning, Mercy Village Church. I'm going to try to be quick with this, but I got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to celebrate what God has done, and then we're going to look forward to some different discipleship opportunities that we have coming up. So first, and this would be the headline if it weren't for us being chained to the Word and trying to stay close to the Bible. But 167 people were there on Sunday morning. That's a ton of people. But let me just redirect us. As we seek to stay close to the Bible, we want to celebrate what the Bible celebrates. And we had a ton to celebrate on Sunday morning, according to the Bible. The people of God, God saving for himself people, 7 baptisms. Okay, that is worth shouting from the mountaintops. We can brag about that because it doesn't have anything to do with us. It's only the work of God. And so we'll see this on Sunday, actually, in Philippians, that to brag on what God is doing is actually worship. And when God saves people, to brag about that, again, pointing to Him, not to ourselves, that's worship. And that's beautiful. God saving people. Not only that, but mobilizing His people too. We saw evidence of this on Sunday morning. Our kids ministry leaders worked double time with all those kids. They volunteered willingly. Those who showed up to help cook food. The week before that, people filling up the baptistry, people showing up to work on the kitchen, and how beautiful was the cafe space. Like all of that happening throughout the week. Community groups, now that it's Friday, started up this week, and the people of God gathered together around the Word of God, around great discipleship questions and prayer requests written by people, by someone within our church, right? Like God is mobilizing His people, growing His people, saving His people, and His people are engaging in the mission of God. And so as we desire to, stay close to the Bible, that's worthy of celebration. And so we celebrate that. We also celebrate some flood relief results. This, as I would look back at that table where we were collecting those flood relief items, it just appeared really empty. But behind the scenes, Carolyn Canini's running around, and some of y'all are donating stuff, and she's picking it up, and we donated hundreds of dollars worth of supplies. I'll throw a picture of it up here. And that's beautiful to Central Kentucky in the wake of the floods down there. There'll be, so we donated that stuff to Mountain Muse, a local business in Prestonsburg, and they are ministering to people, helping people, aiding people who maybe lost the important documents they needed to file for FEMA help, and they can't file for FEMA help, so they're able to come there and have needs met that are just very immediate and obvious. Stay tuned, because here in the coming weeks, there may be an opportunity to either clean up, do some flood cleanup, or if we don't have enough people interested in that, then to do some sorting of that facility there at the Mountain Muse to help make it, to help clean it up and organize it so that it can be more useful to the folks there. So we need about 6 or 7 people to be on a team to do one of those things. Carolyn Canini is going to post more about that soon, so stay tuned for that, please. Okay, switching gears, discipleship. We first read ahead, if you have time this weekend, Philippians 1, 3 through 11. That's where we'll be this Sunday in the Word of God. I won't give you anything else because we don't have time, but come ready. This fall and into next spring and summer, one of the things, if not the primary thing, that we as your pastors want to emphasize at Mercy Village Church is discipleship, which is just walking with Jesus. What does it look like for us to be yoked up with Jesus, walking with Jesus? How do we get to know Him more? How do we learn His ways better? How do we become transformed at every stage of life? So for men, one of the things we're doing is the Forge. That starts this Saturday, 7 a.m. It'll be every 3 weeks. It'll only be 1 hour long, but we're going to gather around the Bible. We're going to pray, right? The Bible and prayer. The Bible and prayer. We're going to stay close to the Bible and close to God. That's our goal. And in that, hopefully some relationships form, and we can see what it's like to become more like Jesus in each of our, whether we're single men, married men, fathers, grandfathers, whatever, grow together. Nothing less workshop. This is a 2-hour workshop that we're going to offer. We're going to offer it twice, and the dates are all up on social media, but it costs $7. But the reason it costs $7 is because this book, that's half the price of this book. And so each family unit has to pay $7 so they can take this book. It goes through a study of American families and then Christian families in particular. It looks at what we value versus what we should be valuing because it makes a difference in our families' lives. It's not a guilt trip. It's an encouragement for us to hone in on some really important things with our children. We'll spend the first hour of the workshop going through this. The second hour of the workshop, we will spend kind of discussing what this looks like practically for our families. Coming out of that, we're going to do an 8-week challenge with our families that have kids to go through the 8 sections of this book called What is a Christian? And if you commit to going through it and then actually follow through, we're going to give you this booklet for free. You can just get it. That's at the end. So we'll give you the booklet at the beginning if you commit to doing it. But if you don't go through it, we're going to make you pay for it. That's how that's going to work. But we're going to simultaneously, as a church, go through that book as families. And that's super exciting. We have our membership class coming up on the 19th of September. You'll see announcements about that. If you're looking to get plugged in, please do come through that class. We're going to do it in one day in September, and then we'll spread it out over 3 Sundays in October if you're not able to make it to the September one. And then Fall Fest, the 22nd, we're going to have a float. Our kids ministry leaders are helping get to Wild Wild West theme. I don't know what we're going to have, but we're going to be in the Fall Fest parade. So save the date for September the 22nd on that. And then I know we're going to have a booth as well, like a photo booth. And some of us will have opportunities to man that photo booth throughout Fall Fest. God is doing so much. There's more I could talk about. Get one of these calendars if you don't have one yet, so you can see all the important dates of what's coming up. Jesus is on the move. This is not at all, and please, refrain, preach to yourself if you seek to have any sort of look what our church is doing. No, look what Jesus is doing, and it's beautiful. Let's walk with Jesus together in worship towards our neighbor, to the ends of the earth, throughout generations, for all our days. See you guys Sunday. Love you so much.